Hello guys, you're welcome to the part 2 of this tutorial. Now the part 2 is the upper part. The part 1 was just the palazzo trouser. So many people have been requesting for the upper part, so I decided to do a tutorial on the upper part. So guys, we are going to be starting. I'm going to be using my bodice for this measurement because I did not film the upper part. So get a fresh paper. Then I'm going to be rolling 1.5 inches. That will serve as the starting line for this paper. Now I'll be drafting both front and back on this paper. So this is me indicating the starting line. After that guys, I'm just going to use my pencil to check the length of my breast point. Now my breast point is 12 inches, so I'll be going up for my breast point by 4 inches. That is now 8 inches. So from the starting line, I'm going to put the 8 inches. Now if you don't want your cleavage to show, go up from your breast point by 4.5 inches is okay. So that means I'll be using 7.5, but I decided to use 8 inches. So from that 8 inches, I now mark 12 inches as my breast point, then 16 inches as my under bust. Then my waist length is 21 inches. Then I'm going to measure it on the other side so I can get a straight line. I hope you guys understand. So after getting or squaring up the lines, I'm going to be writing breast point here, then the upper part there, that's the starting line, also indicates the chest line, under bust, then waist length. After that, I'm going to be putting my nipple to nipple measurement on my breast point. My nipple to nipple measurement is 9.5 divided by 2. I have 4.75. So I put it all the way to the waist length. Then I'll rule a straight line connecting both lines together. Then on the chest line guys, whatever I have as my nipple to nipple measurement, I minus ½ inch from it. That I now put it on my chest line. So you go ahead and also roll the line. Then from the under bust, I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides for my dart intake and also on the waist length. Then I'll also roll the line. Then guys, I'm going to use my ruler to connect it to the breast point. Now at this point, you can decide to use your curve ruler instead of using your straight ruler. It depends on you though. So on the chest line, from where you see my hand touching, I'm going to be marking 2 inches. That is for the over bust tightening, because you need to tighten your over bust. Then you now connect it to the breast point. So let's start putting our horizontal measurement. So on the breast point, I'm putting my round bust of 44 divided by 4. On the under bust, I'm putting my under bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm going to be replacing the dart of 2 inches. On the waist length, I did the same thing, waist of 36 divided by 4. Then I also replaced the dart. So I connected the 3 lines together. Now that we are done putting the horizontal measurement, I'm going to be going down from my breast point by 2 inches from my bust dart. The difference between my front waist length and my back waist length is 2 inches. If yours is 1 inch, put it. If yours is 1.5, put it. Now I'll be extending the breast point line all the way to the back. After extending it, I would now measure what I have from my breast point to my waist length, and I will minus 2 inches from it. So what I have there is 8.5. When you minus 2 inches from 8.5, I have 6.5 left. So go ahead and do yours like that. Then guys, I'll go ahead and I just need to check the measurement if that 2 inches is correct. So on the back, I went ahead to mark 1 inch for zip allowance. After marking 1 inch for zip allowance, then I'm going to be putting darts. From that zip allowance, I put a dart of 5 inches. The front nipple to nipple is 4.75. I added 0.25 for this back, making it 5. Then I'm going to be putting my dart of half inch on both sides for the dart intake of the back. Then I'll connect it to the breast point line. So guys, on the breast point, I went ahead to put my round bust measurement. Then on the waist length, I put my waist, and I also replaced the dart of 1 inch. Then I connect the line. Now the next thing we're going to be doing, you're going to be tightening the back a little to avoid zip bulge. So I use half inch on that point. Then I connected it to the breast point. Then after that, guys, we are going to be going up from the breast point by 1.5 inch, so that our side would, it will not enter into your armhole, like your armhole part. So go up from your breast point by 1.5 inch and extend it all the way to the back, like that. Then also extend your dart line. So guys, then after extending the dart line, I still put my round bust measurement of 44 divided by 4. Then I connect the line upwards to meet the 1.5 inches that I went up. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the front as well. I'll also extend the line. Then I would also put the round bust measurements on that 1.5 inches line. I will also extend the breast point to meet it. I hope you guys understand. We are trying to form that armhole part. Then you connect it to meet the back. So just watch what I'm doing. Then I'll take my curve ruler and I'm going to connect it like that to meet the back. I'll connect it to meet the front first. Yes. Then from there, I'm going to use my curve ruler like that now to connect it to the breast point. Now there are two ways in which you can do this. You can either leave it on that 1.5 inch line, or you use your breast point line. So if you don't want your back to be too deep, just leave it on the 1.5 inch line. Then you just extend. But if you are using your breast point, just do what I'm doing. So meaning that your back will not be too deep for you. So it should just be like that curve, you're just going to meet the back like that. Then whatever you now decide, or then put 0.25 on that so that we can tighten the back also. Then you extend it to your waistline. So if you are using the 1.5 inches, put the 0.25 on the dart line of the 1.5. Then you will now roll it to meet your waist. So for this, guys, from the breast point, I'm going to go up by 2.5 inches. That is if you want to get a sweetheart neck. I'm just showing you guys, but I'm not doing a sweetheart. I'm just going to use the chest line, that's making it a straight at the front. So if you want to use a sweetheart from your breast point, go up by 2 inches or 2.5. Then this is me now cutting our pattern. Now can you see the way I'm cutting? I'm cutting it to where I want the back depth to get to. So then I just want to close the back, the 0.25 on both sides, close it to the half inch on your waist, because I want the back to be one piece. If you want it to be two piece, go ahead and just cut off your dart. It will be two piece. But if you want to be one piece, close the dart then, so that you can get a one piece for the back. So guys, I'm going to be putting, since I have enough paper there, instead of me cutting it off like that, I'll just go ahead and put the zip allowance. So from the ½ inch I took in, I mark 1 inch from there, then I connected it to the breast point line. So we have our 1 inch for zip allowance. Do you understand? It is just only ½ inch we went in on the waistline. So you don't need to replace it back when you are adding seam allowance to your fabric, because our back is always very small. It would blend in itself. Then you go ahead and cut off your pattern. So we have our back ready. Then would work on the front now. After that, I'm going to be removing the darts of the front before I can close my bust darts. So you go ahead and cut it all to the breast point. Just watch what I'm doing. I'll cut to the breast point, then I'll stop. I'll cut the other darts to the breast point. Yeah, and I'm going to stop, so that way it will give me easy access for me to be able to close my bust darts. So you fold your bust darts, make it like, let's say, have that crease line, so it will be easy for you to close. Then you now close it to meet the other one. So when you close like that, you always have a shortage at the side. Use your masking tape to hold it down, then you blend it. So whatever shortage you have there, blend it from the breast point, yeah, to meet the waistline. Then I'll go ahead and cut off this. Now this pattern does not have sewing allowance. It is when I'm cutting on the fabric that I'll add 1 inch or whatever allowance you want to add. It could be 2 inches or 2.5. You add it on your fabric. So I'm cutting the over bust now, the over bust tightening. I'm cutting it. Now you see the reason why I said you can use your curve roller to connect those, so that to avoid any sharp pointiness like this. So just use your curve ruler to just blend that pointy edge and you trim it off. So when you trim it off, you have a very fine curve. So it's just small that I trim off. So we have our front and our back ready, and we're going to be cutting it on the fabric, adding the sewing allowance and ½ inch all round our fabric, except the side seam where you add like from 1 to 2 inches. So this is me. I've gone ahead to gum everything. Now I'm not padding this bust because it's a jumpsuit, like an English dress I'm making. You can, if you're using Ankara, put extra stay or paper gum on the bust area. You know how to do that now. So guys, I also cut the lining. I'm using the same fabric for both lining and the actual piece. So you open up your center front, because the center front is cut on fold. You are going to be placing your sides on each, and you sew with the ½ inch sewing allowance you added, because I added ½ inch all round this pattern except the side seam where I added 1 inch, I think 1.5. Yeah, so you go ahead and you sew. So you're only sewing the front because the back is one piece. Now guys, I did not know that I wasn't filming this, so you already know what to do here. After sewing, you put your strap and you turn it with your lining, and you now sew your side seam. So after that, I went ahead to open the zip side. Then we are going to be attaching the jumpsuit. Now that's the down part. Now my last tutorial was on the jumpsuit part, so I will drop the link in the description box or the comment section for you guys to, those of you that doesn't know how to draft a jumpsuit, you can watch it. So you get the center of your front piece and the center of your trouser. You are going to place it, making sure it matches each other. Then the side seam will also match each other. You are going to be sewing with ½ inch. Then you will now fix your zip. Now this is it on my body after I've finished sewing. The jumpsuit is beautiful. I pair it up with my own kimono because I made mine, and this is it. It is looking all beautiful. So guys, kindly like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.